everyone, my name is Mary Angela and welcome to my channel. In this episode, I continue with my Reddit Am I the Asshole series, where I share a story from Reddit and I give my opinion. So without further ado, let's get into this next episode. Am I the asshole for not wanting my niece and nephew in my baby's room? My husband's brother and his kids, a 2.5-year-old female and a 5.5-year-old male, come over pretty often. I try to make our house fun and comfortable for them. We have a backyard play area, a living room play area, and even a basement you can run around in. But every time they're here, they end up in my 7-month-old daughter's room. They'll pull everything off her shelves and make a total mess. What bothers me even more is that their dad goes in there with them, sits down, and just lets it happen. They don't clean up afterward either, so I'm left to do it. I feel like bedrooms are private spaces you only enter if invited, especially a baby's room. I already clean up after them in the shared areas, but it really bothers me that they're also going upstairs into her room and wrecking it. I don't want to be a jerk about it, but I also don't want my daughter's room constantly trashed. Am I the asshole if I tell them they're not allowed in her room? In my opinion, you are not the asshole. I agree with the writer. I believe that a person's home is their sanctuary, and when guests come over, they should be mindful of their behavior. Even family members who are close and feel comfortable in the home, they should not act as if the home is theirs. They still need to maintain that level of respect. I don't believe that the brother-in-law and kids are trying to be disrespectful. I believe that that's just what they're accustomed to in their own home. They probably play in their own bedrooms or a spare bedroom upstairs. And at the writer's house, the room that closely resembles what they're used to is the baby's room, and that's why they play there. To give a personal example, when I was younger and my cousin would come over to my house, he would grab his jacket and his parents' jackets and siblings' jackets and bring them all into my bedroom and put all their jackets on top of my bed. Now, in my house, we don't do that. We have a front hall closet, so that's where we would keep guests' jackets, in the front hall closet. I know my mom and I were a little bit annoyed that he would do that. He would just take all the jackets, burst into my bedroom and put the jackets on top of my bed. But what I ended up doing was I just simply informed him, like, oh no, like, we don't put guest jackets on top of the beds. We put them in the front hall closet. There's plenty of room in the closet for the jackets. And then ever since then, he didn't put any jackets on top of the beds. I think once I informed him, he realized what the difference was between my house and his. And I think it's a similar situation with the writer and her niece and nephew. My advice to the writer in this situation, and this is not professional advice, this is just friendly advice, is to firstly not view herself as a jerk and to not view her brother-in-law and niece and nephew as being disrespectful. I believe that the brother-in-law and niece and nephew are just comfortable in her home and they're treating her home as if it's theirs, which they should not be doing. I don't think they realize that their behavior is being viewed as disrespectful or ill-mannered. I think that the writer should just view it as she is just explaining the rules of her house to them, and that the rules of her house may be just a little bit different than what they're accustomed to in their home. And secondly, I think that the writer should not use the phrasing, "you are not allowed." I believe how you phrase a statement to someone makes all the difference. I think that she should firstly have a conversation with her husband, since that is her husband's brother. And she should tell her husband that she is going to explain to the kids and to the brother-in-law that she would appreciate it if they didn't enter into the baby's room. And this way the husband can be on board when the time comes and can support her. Then when the guests do come over, I think she should firstly have a conversation with the brother-in-law. She should say to him, you know, I love it when you guys come over. I love spending quality time with you guys. But can I just ask you a simple favor? Can you not play in the baby's room? I just want to keep that room clean and tidy. The baby is so young and I want to limit her exposure to germs. I'm sure once she explains this to the brother-in-law, he will completely understand and he will cooperate. He might even apologize for his past behavior. I think that handling it in this manner is more mature, instead of yelling and saying, you guys are always making a mess in the baby's room. Stop going in there. You're not allowed in there. You know, you don't want to blow up in front of them. they might wonder what the heck is going on with you. Then it makes you look like the bad one. And we don't want the writer to look like the bad one. We want the situation handled maturely. So I think if she just states it politely as a simple favor and gives the reasoning for it, then they will cooperate. Of course, after she is done speaking with the brother-in-law, she should have a chat with the niece and nephew. She should say to them, you know, Auntie loves you. I love when you come over and we get to spend time together, but can you do me a favor? Can you not play in the baby's room? Because when we play in the baby's room and we touch all her toys, we get germs everywhere, and germs can make the baby sick. And we don't want that, right? So let's all work together to make sure that the baby is healthy and safe and happy. You got it? And I'm sure when she explains it to them, they will understand and they will want to cooperate. Kids are generally well-natured and they want to help. So if she puts it in that phrasing where she is asking them for help, she is asking them for a favor, then they will want to cooperate. They don't see it as they're getting in trouble or they're not allowed. They are seeing it as a team effort to take care of the baby. To give a personal example, I used to work at a daycare. I was a daycare worker for 6 years, and there was a little boy, let's call him Jimmy, and whenever his mom would come pick him up, she would say, "Oh, Jimmy, do you want to come home now?" And he would just ignore her and keep playing because she was just asking him, she was giving him a choice, right? I feel like when it comes to children and even adults, people in general, you should offer an explanation and then provide instructions. So for me, when I was there, and I saw that Jimmy was ignoring his mom, I said to Jimmy, "Jimmy, it's time to go home now, so please put on your jacket." And then right away he went and he put on his jacket, and his mother asked me how come he listened to me and not to her. And I didn't really say anything to her. I didn't want to make her feel bad, but really she was putting him in charge. And that's a mistake. You need to explain the situation to kids and then provide clear instructions. So I think the writer needs to do that with the kids as well. Just say, give that explanation that we don't want to get the baby sick, so we should not be playing in her room. And I think that once the kids understand this perspective, they have that logic there, the reasoning, then they will follow suit. And that's just how it is for people in general. Once you give them a valid explanation and basic instructions, they will follow suit. Of course, the writer's husband and the brother-in-law, they can back the writer up by reinforcing and reiterating the rule. Then for the issue of them not cleaning up after themselves, it seems as though the brother-in-law either has a really relaxed parenting style or he doesn't know how to manage his own kids. I think what the writer should do in this situation is monitor when the kids are playing, and when she sees that the kids are leaving one play area for another, she should in a way block them from going further, and just say, "Oh, before we go to the next play area, we need to tidy up this one." And if she'd like, if she's the type, she can sing a song. I personally like the Barney song. That's the song I grew up with. It goes, clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. I would sing that song all the time at the daycare. I find that it works. So if she's not too embarrassed to start singing a song, I think it would really be helpful. It will encourage the children to clean up, and it'll show that she is serious, that she does want them to clean up, because she is, after all, going to the trouble of singing a song about it. And if she does say, "Let's tidy up together," and actually work with the kids to tidy up, and perhaps the brother-in-law and husband could help tidy up too, it is a team effort. And again, I think that encouraging a team effort and not making the kids seem as though, you know, they're being punished or what have you, it'll help with their cooperation, and they will clean up. And hopefully the brother-in-law and the husband will continue to support the writer and encourage to have the kids not go into the baby's room and tidy up after themselves even without her being present. For this situation overall, I think that the writer needs to be a leader and set the rules in motion, and she needs to get her husband and her brother-in-law to assist with reinforcing the rules. She should not view herself as a jerk. She needs to change her perspective. She is a leader who is helping get everyone organized and getting everything in order. She is being a responsible person. So once she realizes this and changes her mindset, she will feel more comfortable approaching her brother-in-law and niece and nephew and just advising them that this is how she would like things done in her home. And I'm sure once she states it politely and maturely, they will cooperate with her. And I don't think that it will ruin their relationship. I think that they will understand, and then things will be better for her, and it might improve their relationship. She won't be annoyed anymore, and that is my opinion. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you agree with me? Do you have any advice for the writer yourselves? I'd love to chat with you all in the comments.